let's go watch it in 2D. No, let's go watch it in 3D. But if we watch it in 3D, then is it worth the cost?
When they came to us, they were frightened children and had to be made into soldiers.
All right, boys, here it comes. We're in the pictures.
Hello. This is Adolf Vega, and today I am with
Jake Jarvis.
And we are reviewing They Shall Not Grow Old. I did not watch this, so I'm just here kind of to help guide the conversation.
It's a documentary on the First World War, directed by Peter Jackson. He went to Imperial War Museum in the British Archive and poured through hundreds of hours of recordings of World War I vets who audio recorded their experiences and poured through the hundreds of hours of footage of cameramen who actually shot film in World War I. And with modern restoration techniques, painstakingly colorized the footage, converted it to 3D, had lip readers read the lips of the people in the scenes, and many of them they dubbed in appropriate actors to recreate what that person might have sounded like or similar to create. It's an astonishing achievement.
So let's get into the 3D itself. How was it?
Oh, it was spectacular. It was one of the best conversions. It starts off really flat because they show you what the stuff looks like before, and then it slowly seeps it, boom, to create real depth, and because they were really showing you what this stuff looked like before they converted it.
Does anything pop out or no?
Not really. It's really more in depth, but some of it does come up of the marching, because there's lots and lots of marching. Because this was the first modern war, and the last one that was more on foot and with animals. It's I should point this out before. This is an R-rated film. It's very violent. It's war, no kidding. There's lots of animal death. So parents take that into consider if you decide to take your kiddos to see this.
So going back to the 3D, was there anything that really stood out? Any specific scenes, or just all of it was really great?
Oh, it was really great, but some of the things that really stood out, and there were some battle scenes that were breathtaking. I mean, of course, none of them look like the No Man's Land scene in Wonder Woman, because that was all Hollywood. But for footage shot by a poor slub in a trench holding a wooden box, hand cranking, in the middle of a war zone, getting shelled, flamethrowed, and shot at, this stuff looks remarkable. I mean, occasionally some of it comes across looking like a Call of Duty World War I, but because of the grain, because, the film emulsions made a real grainy film. But this is, you could feel like sometimes you could feel like you could reach out and touch these people. It really created you got a real sense of what it was like to fight in the Eastern Front in World War I, which just commemorated the end of it, its 100-year end.
So what would you give it as a rating for the 3D itself?
I would go very strong. Recommended to see this in 3D.
So, great 3D?
Yeah, great 3D.
Okay, so on to the movie itself. You say it's a documentary. Now, I'm not a war buff. I would try not to really watch war movies because I'm not really, I can't handle the guts. I'm just plain simple. Is this something that I could watch too, or is it just going to be guts after guts and,
It's not guts after guts, but you like There are some scenes where there are people killed on camera, but because of the technology of filming, they're distant shots. The only close-ups you see are the aftermath, and then some people being carried on stretchers. There aren't scenes of people's guts hanging out over and over and over and over again. This isn't like a Saw movie.
So it's not like I'm talking about those kind of war movies that we get out every couple years that are just like gruesome to no end. It's not like that.
No, it's not like that at all. And you will definitely, and you don't even have to be a buff to get into this movie. It really explains the war, the players, why. It really you'll get a full understanding of why World War One happened.
Now, I saw Hacksaw Ridge, and I really like it. It's just incredibly brutal. How similar do you think the kind of gore factor to Hacksaw Ridge is? Have you seen that one or no?
Yeah, Hacksaw Ridge is a lot gorier.
Okay.
This may affect people more because that's fiction, and you will know that when you see a picture of a German slumped over a barbed wire fence with a hole in him, that's a real person who died. One of the things to keep in perspective, since this was all over 100 years ago, these people would have passed on already. So this is history. That helps me handle it somewhat. What got me more was this dead horses.
Now, do you think this would actually be good for like a high school, as a war movie to watch to, kind of get people, not interested, but to cover actually World War One like in high school, or to be too graphic for that?
No, it'd be perfect. Especially if you because high school guys are at the age, it's mostly guys, but some women, a gun-ho, jingoistic. This'll smarten them up right away.
Okay, so it sounds like this is a fantastic movie, a fantastic documentary, and it's 100% documentary. It's not like, fake stuff put in here and there. It's 100% real, right?
Yeah, the only thing that's not real is there's some dubbing of the silent footage and sound effects and Foley added. And then there's narration taken from hundreds of hours of vets. And it's edited together to create a story of coming to war and leaving and the fighting on the Eastern Front.
Okay, so it's not like one of those documentaries that are kind of misleading or, play with your emotions or, pepper in fiction with the facts. It's not like that.
Nope. This is and Peter Jackson, and they're completely upfront about we've dubbed this, we've done that, so you even know what to this footage you're seeing, the people speaking aren't the exact people that spoke, but the lip readers say that's what they said.
Okay, so what would you give this out of 1 out of 10?
10.
Oh, wow.
This
Okay.
is probably this is the best World War One documentary I have ever seen.
Wow. I guess probably the best documentary of 2018.
Easily.
Okay.
And one of the best 3D films to come out this year.
Okay. The highest recommendation from Jake. But I guess that's going to be it. Bye.
Bye.
All right, before this podcast ends, I want to give a thank you to my patrons. Right now, we have one patron, which is David from Spain, and I want to thank you for your financial support. All right, so that's going to be it for this podcast.
We now have a Patreon, and the link is in the description. Thanks for watching.
And we are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, a little bit everywhere. Just look for us, 3D or 2D. And of course, review us on iTunes. And if you want to write us a letter, our email address is email3dortwo d@gmail.com. So that's going to be it. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye, everyone.